Happy day to all my Nanbas and Nanbis, and welcome to the expected questions for May 2026 SM subject. Before we get into the marathon and all, I want you to do two things. One is subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Simple reason. Tomorrow also there is lots and lots of content which is planned from my side. I don't want you to miss it. If you have not already subscribed, do it right now. And after you've done that, you please put it in the live chat as to where you are watching from. For audit also I asked this question, and so many people from Kerala actually typed saying Trishur Kerala and all of those things. I was only wondering, where is our Tamil Nadu students? Why are they not putting in the live chat? Guys, put it down. Whether you are watching from Trichy, Madurai, Coimbatore, wherever it is, you put your city and the state. Simple, guys. I have put in so much of efforts to give you all of the content before exams. When I see the comments, when I see the live chat as to from where you are watching the marathon, it gives me a sense of satisfaction, gives me a sense of happiness. That is the reason why I'm asking. Put it right now and I will be reading each and every comment that you are writing. Now, getting into the marathon, are we gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, I have my own order. So the flow is gonna be, we'll finish chapter number 1, then we jump to chapter 4, that is my favorite chapter. Then your favorite chapter, chapter 5. I know many of you are planning to skip it. I don't want you to skip this chapter. At least do the questions which is there in the expected questions list. And after chapter 5 is over, we will do 2 and 3. Overall, totally 2.5 hours, we will be completing the entire strategic management subject. Today, our aim is to finish one revision of SM subject and probably 1 hour of FM also you can study today. And then you go to sleep peacefully tomorrow morning when you wake up, when you take the SM concept book and when you study, you finish a chapter, come back here and check, okay, I know all these questions. Peacefully, you can go off to the next one. Now, for the materials that I'm using my concept book. You're already familiar with this. I will also be using the Simplified book here and there. The Simplified book basically looks like this. This is a book which has only the keywords like question, keyword, question, keyword, question, keyword. So it has only the keywords. So this will help you for quicker revision, quicker understanding also. Now, with respect to how you have to be, what kind of mindset you should have with respect to the expected question marathon, we will read the question. We will read the answer. I will give you examples. I will also do explanation wherever it's possible. I want you to do a recall process. If you know the answer, if you know the 5 points, recall the 5 points when I'm explaining itself. This has to be done by you. And after recalling, move ahead with me. If one question is over, don't get stuck there itself. Keep moving ahead with me. And I hope after your audit exam, you had some snacks, have some water, and then yes, guys, let us get started with the SM expected questions marathon. Let's start off with chapter number 1, guys. To get 10 marks, you're only going to see 7 questions here. Without wasting much time, let's get into the first question, that is, what is management? What are the interrelated functions? And it ranges from where to where. In the simplified book, see here, what is management? It is a key group in an organization which is in charge of all the affairs which is happening in the organization. This is the chief organ. It is like the heart of the organization, where it helps to integrate all the disorganized resources of 3MT into an organized whole. What is 3MT? Man, material, machine, and technology. Set of interrelated functions of process. What are the processes? COPS D, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. If you remember in business studies in class 12, those are the chapter names: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. If you don't know that, you can remember it as COPS D. They range all the way from what? Control MAD goals, installation of control system, mobilization and acquisition of resources, allocation of task, design of the organization, and determination of goals. This is the first question. What is strategic management? What are the objectives? There are twofold objectives for strategic management. Managerial process of what? Strategic management twofold objective is it has a competitive advantage. That is the first objective. That means you are different from your competitors. And if there is any changes in the environment, it guides the company in a proper way. The guiding happens properly. Strategic management refers to voices. What is voices? Having a strategic vision, setting the objective, implementing the strategy, crafting the strategy, evaluating the strategy. Last S is strategy. Now, each and every chapter you have to study a different way. For this chapter, only chapter number 1, there are multiple mnemonics that you will remember. What is the importance of strategic management? Importance of SM is given in red color. That means it is important for your May 26 exam also. Importance of strategic management, these points are there, but for this question we will go through the entire concept book. The strategic management gives a direction to the company to move ahead. It helps to define the goals and the mission of the organization. Strategic management helps organization to be more proactive instead of reactive. After something happens only I will change myself. No, before something happens itself I know what to do. So basically having a preventive, being proactive instead of reactive. Organizations are able to analyze and take actions instead of just looking at whatever is happening, instead of just being mere spectators. Therefore, they are able to control their own destiny in a better manner. SM provides the framework for all major decision making, such as the decision could be on business, products, markets, manufacturing, investments, or structure. Strategic management seeks to prepare the organization to face the future and acts as a pathfinder. It serves as a corporate defense mechanism against any mistakes or pitfall. Strategic management helps to enhance the longevity of the business. Strategic management helps to attain certain core competencies and have the competitive advantage. See, in the simplified book, only the keywords will be given. It gives the direction. It helps you to be more proactive than reactive. It gives a framework for all decision making. We saw different decision making, what kinds of decision. It helps to face the future and acts as a pathfinder. It is a corporate defense mechanism against any error or wrongdoing. Enhance the longevity of the business. It helps to build the core competencies and competitive advantage. But this is the way you will have to write in your examination. Is that clear, guys? Importance of strategic management. The next question is about strategic intent. What is the meaning of having a good intent? Intent basically means purpose. What is your purpose? What is your ikigai? You would have heard that name, correct? So every business will have an intent as to why they are actually existing. Why are they actually doing what they are doing? That is the intent. Why they want to do represents the strategic intent of the firm. It can be understood as a philosophical base of the strategic management in itself. It implies the purpose which the organization endeavors to achieve. It is a statement that provides a perspective of the means which lead the organization and reaches its vision in the long run. This gives an idea of what the organization desires to attain in the future. So my purpose is here. I want to educate 1 lakh students. I want to change the lives of 1 lakh students in the entire country. That could be a purpose. That could be an intent. Same way you will also have an intent. Same way the business also will have an intent. It answers the question what the organization strives or stands for. It indicates the long-term market position which the organization desires to create or occupy. Strategic intent provides a framework within which the firm will adopt a predetermined direction and will operate to achieve the strategic objectives. The intent could be in the form of vision and mission statements for the organization at the corporate level. So intent is the base on which the vision, mission, goals, objectives, all of this will be formed. What are the essentials of strategic vision? The essentials of strategic vision is simple, guys. It should be creative and it should be about the future. It should be an exercise in intelligent entrepreneurship. It brings out the enthusiasm of all the people and we will know as to where the organization is headed. See here as to how you have to write in sentences. The entrepreneurial challenge in developing a vision is to think creatively about how to prepare the company for the future. Forming a vision is an exercise in intelligent entrepreneurship. A well articulated vision creates the enthusiasm among the team members in the organization. The best worded statement gives the direction in which the organization is headed. Can you understand how the keywords are given here in the simplified book, guys? Yes. That's how you have to read it. First you read the sentence, then you go to the keywords. So for revision, the keywords will come in handy for you. What is strategic business unit? Very, very important for May 2026 exams. SPU we will actually be studying in detail in chapter 5, but because it is there here, I will just help you to understand how we will be doing the strategic business unit. See here. Now say Tata is there. Tata has how many divisions? They have multiple businesses, correct? For now I'm writing FMCG is a business. They have Tata Salt and everything. They have car business. They are into textile. They are into consultancy. So consultancy is TCS. Textile is Westside and Zudio, correct? Car is affordable and luxury cars. FMCG is all your goods. Now each of these divisions will have a separate marketing team. The way they market the FMCG will be different from way they market the cars. It will be different from way they market textiles. In fact, between Westside and Zudio itself, the marketing is changing. Here also, between affordable car and luxury cars also, the way they market will change. Separate sales team, separate marketing team, but still they all will be connected with each other. Now, when they are connected with each other or not, they are connected where? That they are Tata. But actually, if you see, the cars division separately will have a profit and loss account. They will have separate costs for themselves, separate profits for themselves. Same way, textile division will have separate profit, separate cost. Each and every division in itself is operating as a separate business. So that is called as business unit, strategic business unit. An organization is divided into number of segments that work together. That's why I said they do work together to bring a particular product or service to the market. If a company provides several different kinds of products or services, it can duplicate the functions and creates a series of self-contained divisions where each of the division will have its own set of functions to manage different product or service. They are responsible for deciding how to create a competitive advantage, how they are going to achieve the profitability with the resources and capital they have at their disposal. Such a division is called as strategic business unit. So each of the units will be having different profit center, different cost center, different ways as to how they are going to achieve their competitive advantage. The next is what is strategic levels. How many levels are there? You already know. There are 3 levels which is there. Correct? Head office, divisional level and functional level. This division A, division B, division C is called as business level. The business functions under that is called as functional level. The functional level is only the finance, marketing, sales and all of those things. What is division A, division B, division C? Where the division managers, division staff are all there. Just a second guys, Tira is crying. Yes, sorry guys. So this is the 3 levels. The general managers are found at the first 2 of these levels, but the strategic roles differ depending on their sphere of responsibilities. A typical large organization is a multi-divisional organization that competes in several different businesses. It has several separate self-contained divisions to manage each of these businesses. Corporate level, business level, functional level. Now just see here, who are the corporate level managers? They are the CEO, board of directors, corporate staff. They are involved in the strategic decision making. They also define the mission and goals of the organization, determine what business it should be in and allocate the resources. Who are the functional level managers? They are responsible for that specific business function or operations. They can be the HR head, purchase head, product development, customer service and so on. They constitute a company of its divisions. Functional managers provide most of the information that make it possible for business, and corporate level managers formulate the realistic and attainable strategy. Which is better, top down or bottom up approach? Top down approach is in decision making is when decisions are made solely by leadership at the top. Bottom up approach gives all teams a voice in decision making. Usually for small companies it will be a word bottom up or a collaborative approach. Top down will be for huge companies. There is of course relationship between different levels. This is strategic levels. The last question is the limitations of strategic management. How are you going to remember that? ETC square. What is ETC square? Environment, time consuming, costly and competitive. See here with the limitations of SM, what is environment, time consuming, costly and competitive? Environment is highly complex and turbulent. Now just because you have a strategy, that does not mean you will always succeed. Environment will keep on changing. For example, two-wheeler electric vehicles brand, they had all strategies, but there was a huge push from the government for electric mobility, but still customers are not purchasing EVs because there are lots of safety concerns. Here and there they're showing battery have got bursted. All those safety concerns are still not making the EV industries to boom as to how it is supposed to be booming. SM is a time consuming process. Obviously, organizations spend a lot of time and energy to make the strategy, communicate the strategy, make sure that it is implemented properly and all of those things. It is a costly process. I have seen strategic manager advisors asking like crores and crores of rupees. So it adds a lot of expenses to the organization. In a competitive scenario, if I have strategy, you also have strategy, everyone has a strategy. So in a competitive scenario where all the organizations are trying to move strategically, it is difficult to estimate the competitive responses to the firm's strategies. So this is ETC square, limitations of strategic management. Now one more thing I want to tell you guys, because that intent question was there in MCQ, they can ask which is bigger, intent or values, which is a broader concept like that they can ask. See here, Sandeep thinks that intent is a bigger concept than values. No, it is not true. The answer is values is actually more wider than the intent. Values and intent are two different concepts. Intent is the purpose of doing business. Values are the principles that guide the decision making of the business. They both go hand in hand, while intent is sometimes it is driven by values. So if you see, values is more wider than intent. Is that clear? With that, 10 marks from chapter number 1 has come inside your pocket. Let's move ahead to chapter number 4. Again, this has 10 marks and less than 10 questions, guys. Easy to get. One of my favorite chapters is this chapter 4. In that, I'm jumping to the first question. What is stability strategy? When is stability strategy pursued? What are the reasons as to their choosing stability strategy? What are the characteristics of stability strategy? It's given in red. That means it is very important. The stability strategy is basically the current business as product market maintains existing level of effort which is satisfied with incremental growth. Will anyone be satisfied with the way that they are growing? Example, Coca-Cola. They are very satisfied because they are already reached their maturity stage. So usually stability strategy will be there in the maturity stage, in the product life cycle, introduction, growth, maturity, and then they'll start declining. So in this maturity stage, they will feel like I have achieved everything in life. Now if I just keep whatever I've achieved, I'll be more than sufficient. So that is stability stage. Current business as product market maintains same level of effort which is satisfied with that small incremental growth. When do they pursue the stability strategy? When they are operating in the similar market with a similar product. Usually in the maturity stage of product life cycle, they will opt for stability strategy. When I say I want to be here only, does that mean that I will just sleep and I will keep growing incrementally? No, this is not a do nothing strategy. I am putting some level of effort. What level of effort? Existing level of effort I am still putting. It is not no effort. So it should not be confused with do nothing strategy. What are a few of the characteristics of stability strategy? Same business, same product, same market, same effort. It enhances the functional efficiencies in an incremental way. It does not involve a redefinition of the business. This is a safe strategy. You don't have to put in fresh investments, so this is less risk. You can keep building your core competency and you will focus on modest growth objectives. What are the reasons as to why a company will choose for stability strategy? Whether they're in the maturity stage, they want less changes, less risk. When their environment is stable, when they want to stabilize and consolidate whatever they already have, not advisable to expand, because if you expand, you might be perceived as threatening. Always it is like that in life. Whenever you grow, other people will see you as a threat. So people will start to hit you, people will start to tarnish your image, they will do all of those things. That means you are going in the right track. So stability strategy, sometimes people will choose because they do not want to be perceived as threatening to somebody else. So here, with respect to stability strategy, we have what is stability strategy? Pursued when, characteristics and reason for going in for stability strategy. The concept book also we will read, guys. For stability, the firm stays with its current business and product market, maintain existing level of effort, satisfied with the existing growth. It may be opted to safeguard the existing interest and threat, to maintain operational efficiency on a sustainable basis. When is it pursued by a firm? It continues to serve in a same or similar market, deal in same or similar product or service. The strategy is typically for firms who have reached the maturity stage of the product life cycle. It should not be confused with do nothing strategy. Small organization may also follow stability strategy to consolidate their market position and prepare for launch of growth strategy. Characteristics of stability strategy: same business, same product market posture, maintaining same level of effort as at present. Endeavor is to enhance the functional efficiencies in an incremental way. How are they going to do it? Better deployment and better utilization of resources. Stability strategy does not involve a redefinition of the business. It is a safe strategy, no fresh investments, the risk is very less. While opting for this strategy, organization can concentrate on the resources of the existing business. Therefore, they'll be able to build their core competencies. The more firm with modest growth objectives will only choose this strategy. Reasons for stability strategy: product has reached the maturity stage. The staff feels comfortable that because there is less change and less risk. It is opted when environment is stable. Where it is not advisable because it might be perceived as threatening. After rapid expansion, the firm will want to stabilize and consolidate itself. Will startups aim for stability strategy? Startup means they are in the early stages. In the early stage, will you be satisfied as to where you are? In the introduction stage, you will want to go to growth and maturity, correct? A startup is an entrepreneurial venture in the early stages of ideation and development, generally created for solving the problems through tech. For it, the most important factors are speed and agility, because it is being at the nascent stages of operation. Nascent means it's growing. Stability, on the other hand, is more meaningful when the size is expanded to full capacity and the business is at a mature stage. So startups will not be aiming for a stability strategy. The first question is done. Under that itself, we had when is it pursued, reasons, characteristics, all of those things. The second question is, what is the reasons for growth or expansion strategy? These 5 points is the answer for why somebody will go for growth or expansion. Where environment demands an increase in the pace of activity. Strategists may feel more satisfied with the prospects of growth. CEOs may take pride in presiding over organizations which is growth oriented. Expansion may lead to greater control over the market when compared to the competitors. Advantage from the experience curve and scale of operations may accrue. Expansion also includes intensifying, diversifying, acquiring and merging of businesses. Therefore, growth strategies can be internal or external. The reasons for growth strategy, there are 5 reasons. See here also. The environment demands an increase in pace. Pride and satisfaction for the employees. Greater control is there over the market vis-a-vis the competitors. Advantages from experience curve and scale of operations. These are the reasons why the firm will choose for growth or expansion strategy. Under internal, what is intensification? They are asking what are the 3 points for which You are saying that it is intensification. Now, for growth or expansion strategy, growth can happen internally or externally. Under internal, there is intensification and diversification, and under external, we have mergers and acquisition and strategic alliance. Now, the question is here, what is this intensification? Intensification is basically market penetration, product development, and market development. Very easy. I will explain as to what is market penetration, what is product development, and what is market development. See here the three strategies of intensification. Market penetration is the first strategy. That means existing product, existing market. For example, the Starbucks loyalty card, or another example is your Amazon Prime. For whom is Amazon Prime given? Already for Amazon customers, existing market, I am giving the same product only, existing product to the existing market. So this is the highly common expansion strategy. What is market development? It consists of marketing the present products to customers in related market areas. Existing product but different market, where by adding different channels of distributions or by changing the content of advertising or the promotional media. Say for example, McDonald's, when they come to India, they want an advertising campaign for India, and that is why they called the National Crush. Yes or no? For McDonald's, National Crush is eating, but no one knows her in US. It's a US brand, but when they enter into India, the content of advertising is changing for them. The way they are doing the promotion is changing for them, because they are giving the existing product only, same burger, same fries they are giving. However, they are going to a related market area. So that is called as market development, where the market is new. Product development means what? Involves substantial modification of existing products or creation of new but related items but marketed to current customers. Modification of the existing product, that means new product has been developed but customers are existing only, existing customers. Example for this, best example is iPhone. iPhone customers are same, but from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 20, 100 also will come. Yes or no? So product is being developed, but the market is the same only. So these three are for intensification. Under intensification, we have 3 points, the 3 strategies as to how they can do an intensification. Market penetration, product development, market development. Market penetration is both existing product, existing market. Product development is existing market but new product. Market development is new market with the existing product. Are you able to understand? Simple, clean, neat. Yes. Under internal, what is the meaning of diversification? Now I already showed you where diversification will come. Here under internal, we saw intensification. Now they are asking what is diversification. Under internal diversification, there is concentric diversification, conglomerate diversification, and innovation. Under concentric diversification, there is vertically integrated and horizontal integrated. And under vertically integrated, there is forward and backward. See here, expansion or growth through diversification. When a firm tries to grow and expand by diversifying into various products or fields, it is called growth by diversification. This also is internal growth only. I showed you in the chart, under internal only intensification and diversification was there. Innovative and creative firms always look for opportunities and challenges to grow and to venture into new areas of activity. Diversification is defined as an entry into new products or product lines, new service or new markets involving substantially different skills, different technology, and different knowledge. What is concentric diversification? Based on the nature and extent of relationship to existing business, diversification is into two broad categories. Concentric diversification is when the products are related to each other. In this kind of a diversification, the new business, that is, it diversified into linked it diversifies into is linked to the existing business. The linkage can be by way of process, technology, or marketing. The new product is a spin-off from the existing facilities and products or purpose. This means that in concentric diversification too, there are benefits of synergy with the current operations. The new product is only connected in a loop-like manner at one or more points in the firm's existing process, technology, product chain. For example, a company producing clothes ventures into manufacturing of shoes. So here in concentric diversification, whatever it is diversifying, it is linked somehow to the existing business, that is concentric diversification. Under that we have vertically integrated and horizontal integrated concentric diversification. Vertically integrated means firms opt to engage in business that are related to the existing business of the firm. The firm remains vertically within the same process sequence, moves forward and backward in the chain, and enters the specific products or process steps with the intention of making new business. Forward and backward integration. Backward integration is basically when I'm going away from the customer. Forward integration is basically when I'm going towards the customer. This understanding you have to have. Just read the example which is given here. A large supermarket chain considers to purchase a number of farms that would provide it a significant amount of fresh produce. From the farmer, it goes to the supermarket. From the supermarket, it goes to the customer. Now, this supermarket wants to purchase the farm. In that case, they are going away from the customer. That means it is backward integration. On the other hand, read this part now. Forward integration is moving forward in the value chain and entering business lines that use existing products. For example, a coffee bean manufacturer will want to merge with a cafe. Now, a cafe is the place where customers will come. So, we are moving towards the customer. So, this is forward integration. What is horizontally integrated concentric diversification? A firm gets horizontally diversified by integrating through acquisition of one or more similar business operating in the same stage of production marketing chain. They are in the same change. How will you remember as to which is horizontal, which is vertical? Vertical, it's going up and down, so there is forward and backward. In horizontal, like this, you'll draw the line, so it is in the same level, same chain. Are you able to understand? Same stage of production marketing chain. They can also integrate with the firms producing complementary products or byproducts, or by taking over the competitors' products. The following explains the horizontal diversification, wherein one textile acquires another textile mill. So it is the same level they are there, that is called as horizontal integrated concentric diversification. What is a conglomerate diversification? Conglomerate means completely unrelated with each other. No linkage relating to market, technology, completely new. New business or products which is disjointed from the existing business from every way. Disjointed means no connection with the existing business. It is a completely unrelated diversification. Whether it is process, technology, function, there is no connection between the new and the existing product. For example, cement manufacturing is there. He is diversifying into steel and rubber products, completely unrelated with each other. Is it really worth expanding so much to diversify a business into unrelated products? Despite the complexity, conglomerate diversification financially makes a lot of sense. Basically, how do we do? Do we put all our money in gold? Do we put all our money in silver? Do we put all our money in the market? We diversify it, correct? We put some money in gold, some money in silver, now some money in copper, some money in mutual funds, some money in maybe post office savings scheme, maybe some money in fixed deposit, some money with ourselves. We are diversifying our investments so that the risk is low. Conglomerate diversification also is like that, where financially this only makes sense. It creates access to new pool of customers. It expands the customer base. It allows access to market, and it helps for cross-selling the new products, leading to increased revenue. Further, it eases the management of losses in a business. Profits in one business can be used to keep the loss-making business afloat within the same organization. This is conglomerate diversification. What is innovation? Innovation drives upgradation of existing product lines or process, leading to increased market share, revenue, profitability. Some may argue that innovation leads to unnecessary expenses, but in the long term, innovation gives these three things. Helps to solve complex problems. It increases the productivity. It gives a competitive advantage. How it helps to solve complex problems. A business strives to find opportunity in existing problems of the society, and it does so through planned innovation in areas of expertise. This guided innovation helps solve complex problems by developing customer-centric, sustainable solutions. Increases the productivity. Innovation leads to simplification, in most cases automation of existing tasks. Nowadays everything is automated. Whatever repetitive task is there, AI itself is doing. Here they are giving example of MS Excel. After MS Excel, multiple other tools has come, and now artificial intelligence has come, and inside AI multiple tools have come, where every financial professional uses this software to simplify and automate their manual task. Gives competitive advantage. Being ahead of competition is a need, and businesses spend majority of their strategic time building solutions to achieve this advantage. Now, because there is some kind of an innovation, the faster the business innovates, the farther it goes away from the competitor's reach. So these three are the reasons as to why an organization has to choose innovation as part of its business. Now going on to the next one. Under diversification, it was quite big, guys. We had multiple other concepts inside diversification itself. Now under external, what is strategic alliance? The advantages and disadvantages of strategic alliance. Now I hope you remember where you saw that external, it is here, and under external they're asking about strategic alliance. What is the meaning of strategic alliance? Strategic alliance means there is no merger which happened. There is no acquisition which happened also. You are you, I am me, but still we live together, but still we coexist with each other. It is basically like living together. One person here, another person here, we still like each other, but still we will not get married or anything. No merger will happen. We will just live together under the same roof. That's it, is strategic alliance. The advantages of strategic alliance. So for companies also, no merger. You are you, I am me. Both of us are accepting each other as they are. It can happen. Say Ola and Spotify. Spotify is having a new customer base because Ola has collaborated with Spotify, and for Ola they're giving a better service to their customers. As soon as you enter into an Ola premium cab, there is free Spotify premium there. So it is a strategic alliance between these two. Any Android phone you take, say Samsung or something, and what is the app store in Android phones? Google Play, correct? So you have Google Play and Samsung, Google Play with maybe Vivo, Google Play with OnePlus. All of these are strategic alliance. Where Google Play is a separate, Google is a separate company. The person who's making the phone is a separate company. But both are coexisting and both are working together by way of an agreement or something. That is called as strategic alliance. There are few advantages and one disadvantage. The disadvantage is basically sharing of information. Usually in a circumstance you will not be sharing that particular information with somebody else, but because there is a strategic alliance you will undergo sharing. But there are multiple other advantages: organizational advantage, economic advantage, strategic advantage, and political advantage. Organizational advantage, you can learn the skills from strategy partners. Economic advantage, if a phone company has to make their own app store, how much cost it will increase for them. Because they're having the strategic alliance with Google, they're able to reduce the cost and reduce the risk also. What is the strategic advantage? Even if two competitors are there, they can join together and they can choose to cooperate instead of compete with each other. What is the political advantage? Now if you want to enter into some other foreign land, say I want to enter into Singapore, now I will not be able to form a company there. I need a person who is there to help me to form a company. So I will collaborate with an existing business where I will be me, they will be them, and we will have a percentage sharing or something. That is strategic alliance, where local foreign businesses will be able to gain entry either into a foreign market because of local prejudices or legal barriers to entry. That is strategic alliance advantages. Only one disadvantage, that is sharing of information. What is characteristics of divestment strategy and what are the reasons for the same? Divestment is basically the opposite of investment. Investment means you're putting money into something. Divestment means you're selling and getting money out of something. So divestment is sale or liquidation of portion of business or major division, profit center or SBU. What are the reasons as to why a company will go for divestment? Whatever business I have acquired, after acquiring it is a mismatch between them. So I will sell off. Business acquired proves to be a mismatch. Persistent negative cash flows. Negative cash flows means whatever is coming inside is lesser than what is going outside. Lots of money is going outside. Outflow is too high. So persistent negative cash flow, if it is there, then sell that business off and make some money. It is not only relevant for loss making business, but also for businesses. This is loss. Not only relevant for loss making business, but also for lower than expected growth. I want to grow at 10%, I'm growing only at 1%. In that case also you can go for divestment strategy. There is no future clarity for the business, or the business is having lesser than target profits. In these cases, a divestment strategy may be adopted. Business acquired proves to be a mismatch. Persistent negative cash flows, severity of competition, not possible for technological upgradation, a better alternative for investment. Characteristics of divestment strategy. This strategy involves divestment of some of the activities in a given business or firm, or to sell out of some of the businesses as such. Divestment is viewed as an integral part of corporate strategy without any stigma attached. Divestment is also really important. Nowadays, what we think, if we sell some business, that means that business is not doing well, not doing great. Maybe somewhere else it's doing great. Maybe this is pulling that great a little bit down. So it's okay to divest. So you should not think twice. If you have to do something, you have to do it. So remove that stigma which is attached in that divestment. Interestingly, turnaround is relevant when company is experienced period of poor performance. Poor performance does not always mean losses. It may mean lower than expected growth, no future clarity, or even lesser than target profit. That is also the turnaround strategy. Now, actually, the next question is about turnaround strategy. Turnaround is basically something is going wrong. When something is going wrong, we will look back and see, hey, what actually went wrong. Like that, you will check, correct? So that is only turning around and seeing. That is turnaround strategy. What are the conditions for turnaround? What are the reasons for turnaround? Elements for turnaround strategy. Conditions or indicators of turnaround: persistent negative cash flow, uncompetitive products or service, declining market share, deterioration in physical facilities, overstaffing, high turnover of employees. That means people are leaving the organization and going. People are there also, they don't have any morale in the organization. Mismanagement of funds and resources. This is conditions for turnaround strategy. Action plan is not there in expected question. Elements is there of turnaround strategy. Changes in the top management. Initial credibility building action. So what you will do, you're looking back, you're seeing something is growing wrong. Now I have to change myself. So change that top management. Initial credibility building action start doing. Neutralizing the external pressure. Identifying quick payoff activities. Cost reduction techniques, revenue generation, asset liquidation for generating the cash, better internal coordination. So all of these are elements of turnaround strategy. What are the reasons? Why will you look back when I don't want to remain in the business? I have acquired but proves to be a mismatch. Negative cash flow, technological upgradation I'm unable to do. All these cases, you will look back and see, hello, if something went wrong, like that you will check. So the management no longer wishes to remain in the business. Management feels that business could be made viable by divesting. Business that had been acquired proves to be a mismatch. Persistent negative cash flow, severity of competition and inability of a firm, technological upgradation. A better alternative is there for investment. So no need to lock the money here. Take it out, put it in that better alternative. So turnaround strategy, reasons we saw. How many points are there for reasons? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reasons. Here elements also we saw. 8 elements, and conditions or indicators. 6, 7, 8. 6 indicators, 8 elements, and 7 reasons we saw. Is that clear? These 3 questions are with respect to turnaround strategy. What is General Electric matrix? That green, orange, red light, that is General Electric matrix, also called as top light model. in any kind of matrix. What is the x-axis? What is the y-axis? How many cells are there in the matrix? These two questions you have to ask. X-axis and y-axis, there is market attractiveness and business strength. Now, market attractiveness and business strength, how will you measure it? That itself can be a separate question with respect to General Electric matrix. See here guys, in General Electric matrix, what is the first question? What is an x-axis? What is an y-axis? X-axis has the business strength, y-axis has the market attractiveness. Now the second question you have to ask is how many cells are there? It is a 3 by 3 matrix. Now in x-axis we have strong, average, weak. In y-axis also we have low, medium and high. If both are strong, business strength is strong, market attractiveness is also strong, then you will invest or expand. Market attractiveness is strong, but business is average, then also you will invest or expand. At least in one place, it has to be strong. Either business strength has to be strong or market attractiveness has to be strong. And the other one, if it is medium, it is okay. But if it is weak, then it is a problem. If one is strong, then the other one is weak, there is select or earn. If weak comes in at least in one place, it is select or earn. Here, select or earn. Again it is low, select or earn. Or another way to remember this is in the middle diagonally it is yellow. This side it is red, on the other side it is green. So anything closer to strong, you'll put it as a green. Anything closer to weak or low, you'll put as red. So this part will become red and this part will become green. And in the middle, there is a diagonal yellow line. You can remember like that also. The diagonal yellow line is called select or learn, select or earn. Whenever there is a red, it is called harvest or diverse, leave it off. Whenever it is green, it is invest or expand. Like this also you can remember. Is that clear guys? Now business strength and market attractiveness, how will you measure it? Business strength, market attractiveness, horizontal axis, correct? So market attractiveness is measured by market, how is it attractive? Size of the market growth rate, industry profitability, competitive intensity, how is the technology, pricing trend, overall risk of return, opportunity for differentiation, demand variability, segmentation, distribution structure. And business strength is measured by market share growth rate, profit margin, distribution efficiency, brand image, ability to compete, customer loyalty, production capacity, technological capability, cost position and management caliber. At least 6 or 7 points you have to remember for each business strength and market attractiveness, because it is there in x and y axis and there is a separate list as to what is business strength and what is market attractiveness. Now what matrix is this guys? Don't forget the name. It is called General Electric matrix or stoplight model. The last matrix is ADL matrix, Arthur D. Little matrix, OBCG matrix, Ansoff product market growth matrix. This time matrices is really important. If possible, I'll try to put a separate video of all the matrices guys. Very, very important. We can expect at least 1 or 2 questions with respect to matrix itself. Now ADL matrix, BCG matrix and Ansoff product market growth matrix. Again the same 2 questions you have to ask. How many cells are there and what is there in x-axis? What is there in y-axis? Now we'll first finish off the ADL matrix, that is Arthur D. Little matrix. Stage of industry maturity. It is called strategic condition matrix also. There are multiple names. You have to remember all the names. Now here in the x-axis, what is there is a product life cycle. Introduction, growth, maturity and decline. In the y-axis, what is there is dominant, strong, favorable, tenable and weak. Favorable means average, like that you can remember. Tenable is still low, weak is weak, strong and dominant. Now the top first line is fully green. The next, whenever you move from green to red, in the middle you have to be in yellow or orange. In the previous matrix also we saw middle yellow was there. Here full green, first before going to red you have to be in orange at least for one cell. Now 2 green, 1 orange and then red has come. Here 1 green, 1 orange and 2 red has come. Here 1 orange and all red have come. So if it is weak, it has to be ideally all red, but at least one cell must be in yellow or orange and then only move to red. So the colors are clear for you right now. Whenever there is green, grow fast, build barriers, act offensively, defend the position, growing very, very fast, focusing on where you have to grow, renew, all of these things are with respect to green. If it is orange or yellow, harvest, find niche, hold niche, focus, all this will be in orange. If it is red, it will be divest, withdraw, turn around, retrench. All these words will be in the red. So if you just remember the colors inside, you can write however you want. But remember what is there in x-axis, what is there in y-axis. Why I keep telling that is simple, guys. Now it will not take a second for them to write competitive position, and here they can start off with aging. Here they can write growth. Here they can write maturity and embryonic like this. Immediately everything will change. So that is the reason why you have to remember what exactly they are saying. So the whole matrix will become ulta. Yes or no? If it is like this will become green. And in aging slowly it will become orange. So the whole matrix will become ulta. It will just flip like this. So you have to understand what is there in x-axis and what is there in y-axis, and then do it accordingly. This is ADL matrix, Arthur D. Little matrix. What is BCG matrix? Now, BCG matrix, also called as growth share matrix. I hope you know the full form for BCG, Boston Consulting Group. Now here again, it is a 2x2 matrix. What is there in x-axis? Relative market share. What is there in y-axis? Market growth rate. If both are high, growth is also high, the market share is also high, you will call them as stars. For example, TikTok stars will be here. All the content creators, influencers, all these people, they have a good market share and the growth rate is also really good. If it is a question mark, what is the meaning of question mark? Market share is low, but still growth is really high. For example, virtual reality, the way it is growing is really good, but don't know whether they will take over the future. Don't know whether how the market share will be. So the example for question mark is virtual reality. What is cash cow? Market share is extremely high, growth rate is low. For example, your Google search engine. Is there anybody else in the market? They have the complete market share. Market share is very high, but do they have any growth? Already everyone is using, not much of growth. Growth rate will be low, but still lot of money can be milked from that cow. That is the reason as to why it is a cash cow. They have high market share, growth rate will be low. If both are low, market share also low, growth rate also low, that means it is dogs. Your landline phone, no one is using. No market share, no growth rate. Landline phone is the dogs. So BCG matrix is splitting these four based on the market share and growth rate. That is the reason why you have to know what is there in x-axis, what is there in y-axis. This is ADL BCG. The last one is Ansoff's product market growth matrix. Ansoff is very easy. The first one, correct? Ansoff here. What are the two questions you have to ask? What is there in x-axis? What is there in y-axis? X-axis has products, y-axis has market. Products are existing product, new product. Market are again existing market and new market. What matrix is this? It's again a 2x2 matrix. Now, if it is an existing market, for existing product, it is market penetration. If it is existing market but new product, what is being developed? Product is being developed. That's why it is new product. So it is product development. If it is new market but existing product, what is being developed? Market is being developed. So it is market development. If it is new product in the new market, it is called as diversification. Gucci example will be given here. Gucci is a high-end clothing brand, a luxury clothing brand where it is selling in the European markets. Now, if they sell the luxury clothing brand, selling the luxury clothing in European markets with new designs, autumn design, summer design, then that is called as market penetration. If the same Gucci clothing brand is selling the luxury clothing in the Chinese market, that means they are expanding the market. Market is being developed, so it is called as market development. If the same Gucci is selling casual clothing, now it's not luxury clothing, casual clothing, where are they selling? In the European market. So product is being developed, so it is product development. Same Gucci is selling casual clothing but in Chinese market. Product also developed, market also developed. So it is called as diversification. Very, very simple matrix is the Ansoff's product market growth matrix. Now in chapter number 4, 2 questions will come, guys. I am expecting one question from matrix, one question maybe from turnaround or reason for growth or intensification or strategic alliance. We saw advantage, disadvantages. One question could be from there. But I am expecting at least one question from these matrices, guys. That is chapter number 4 comes to an end. Now guys, my favorite chapter is done, and next your favorite chapter, that is chapter number 5. Let us finish off guys. I know all of you are thinking, ma'am, it's a very big chapter, too many points to remember. I'm only asking you one thing. Just 13 questions in chapter 5. At least study what is given in the expected question list and then go to the exam hall. Do not skip anything guys. Just 13 questions. Be with me, be alive and awake. The first question in chapter number 5 is limitations on 7S model. So McKinsey has spoken about 7S, that is strategy, structure, systems, shared value, staff, skill and style. But what was the question? Limitations of the 7S model. Just because he said something, why should we study? Understand what are the limitations. Actually, I'm telling you, this is a waste model. Waste model. Simply they have put S. Oh, Shruti, come here. S, another S girl, come here. S, another Saranya, you come here. Like that, they have just put some SSSS, 7S they have called it. Strategy, structure, system, shared value, staff, skill, style. There are so many limitations only to this model. It ignores the importance of external environment and depicts only the most crucial elements within the organization. This does not explain the concept of organizational effectiveness or performance. This model is less flexible and more static. It is generally criticized for missing out on real gaps in the execution of the strategy. These 4 are the limitations of the McKinsey 7S model. The first question is done. SBU structure. Already we studied SBU structure as part of chapter number 1. Again, we will study this because it is important for May 2026 exam. I already drew the diagram and showed you how an SBU structure will be. I'll also show it here. Only for SBU, it will start off with the president. And under the president, these are the functions. HR, marketing, sales, these are the functional level. And after that comes SBU A, SBU B, C and D. Inside each of the SBUs, there will be multiple divisions, and inside each of the divisions, again, there will be multiple functions. Are you able to understand? This is the SBU structure. But in theory, understand what you have to write. It is relevant to multi-producers, multi-business enterprises. Imagine the Tata Textiles is a separate SBU, Westside is a separate division, and Zudio is a separate division. Are you able to correlate and study? It is impracticable for organizations with multiple businesses to provide separate strategic planning treatment to each one of its businesses. It has to group them into managerial number. An SBU is grouping of related business which is amenable to composite planning treatment. Most important characteristics of SBU. You will remember it as SCM. It is a single business or collection of related business which offers scope for independent planning and which might feasibly stand alone from the rest of the organization. It has its own set of competitors, that is S is scope, C is competitors. It has a manager who has responsibility for strategic planning and profit performance and who has the control of the profit influencing factors. If strategic planning is carried out, treating territories as units for planning, it gives rise to 2 kinds of difficulties. What are the 2 kinds of difficulties? Since a number of territorial units handled the same product was getting varied strategic planning treatments. And since given territorial planning carried different products which is not having similar characteristics, they were also getting the identical strategic planning treatment. So, SBU has 3 levels. A corporate headquarters at the top, SBU groups at the second level, divisions which is grouped by relatedness within each of the SBU, that is the third level. You saw this, the divisions is the third level. Within each of the strategic business units, divisions are related to each other. SBU groups are unrelated to each other. Divisions producing similar products or similar tech can be organized together to achieve the synergy. Individual SBUs are profit center and controlled by separate corporate headquarters. The principle underlying the grouping is that all related products related from the standpoint of function should fall under one SBU. Why did we put Westside and Zudio? Even though Westside is little expensive than Zudio, we put them under the same SBU because they have the same function. They are selling clothes. The concept provides right direction to a strategic planning and removes the vagueness and confusion. Now, what are the attributes of the SBU and the benefits a firm may derive? This is a scientific method. An improvement over a territorial group of business and strategic planning based on territorial units. It is grouping of related business. Each SBU will have its own distinct set of competitors and its own strategy. Each SBU is a separate business. It will have a CEO, and this CEO will be responsible for the strategic planning and the profitability performance. SBU might build on similar technologies and all provide similar sorts of products or service. So these are the attributes and the benefits a firm may derive from the SBU. Within each SBUs, what is happening is here. And initially, what did we see? Two difficulties if strategic planning is carried out using treating territories as units of planning. We saw the difficulties. Characteristics of SBU is SCM, scope, competitors, and manager. SBU is done. What is network structure? Network structure is also called as non-structure, not having a structure at all. For example, Nike is a beautiful example where if I put the tickle like this, you will definitely know it is Nike. They have the audacity to not even write the name outside the outlet. Have you seen that or not? They don't advertise like this. They only advertise this way. How are they doing that? Because they focused on the design. They focused on where they have to do. All the other places they outsourced. For example, the design of the shoe will be done only by Nike, but the sales, marketing, HR, all of this will be outsourced. So that is called as network structure. You're forming a network which is outside the organization, and this has of course advantages and also disadvantages. This is also called as non-structure. See here, this is the diagram for network structure where there is a broker. The company is only like a broker. This is the corporate headquarters. And outside people will be designers, accounting, suppliers, distributor, customer support, manufacturers. Everything is outsourced. Network structure also called as non-structure. Virtual elimination of in-house business functions. So all the activities are outsourced. A corporation organized in this manner is called a virtual organization because it is a series of project groups or collaborations linked by constantly changing non-hierarchical cobweb-like networks. This structure is useful when the environment is unstable because in those situations you need innovation and quick response. So salaried employee might not do the job, so you will just enter into contract with people. Rather than being located in one single building or an area, an organization's business functions are scattered at different geographical locations. The organization is only acting as a broker who is electronically connected to some completely or partially owned divisions. The network organization structure provides an organization with increased flexibility, increased adaptability. You will be able to cope with rapid technological change, shifting patterns of international trade and competition. So therefore, you will be able to concentrate on your competencies, distinctive competency. You can build your core competency while gathering efficiencies from other firms who are concentrating their efforts in their area of expertise. But here also there are a few disadvantages. The availability of numerous potential partners can be a source of trouble. I don't know whether I'll be able to find the right people. Contracting separate suppliers or distributors may keep the firm from discovering any synergies by combining the activities. If a particular firm over specializes on only a few functions, it runs the risk of choosing the wrong function and thus becomes non-competitive. In case if I over specialize only on few functions, then I have a risk that few function may not be my best function, so I will become non-competitive in the market in itself. The serious implications are employees will think like, what is happening in this organization? Everything outsiders are doing, so what only are you doing? Like that they will ask the question. So employees may lack the level of confidence necessary to participate actively. Flatter organizational structure that accompany contemporary structure can seem intrusive as a result of their demand for more intense and personal interactions with internal and external stakeholders. This is what structure? This is network structure, also called as non-structure. Is that clear, guys? Then next we are entering into digital transformation. What are the 4 elements of digital transformation? Till here we were in organizational structure. Now we are entering into digital transformation. 4 elements of digital transformation. See, whenever there is a transformation that you want to do, what kind of transformation comes to your head? Fitness transformation. I want six pack. I want the muscles in my biceps like this. You'll stand. So that is a kind of transformation. You keep that itself in your mind to remember this transformation. Now, whatever transformation that you want to do, what is the end goal? End goal is a six pack. What is the current state? Current state is a family pack. So, what is the roadmap for change? From here to go here, how the road has to be. The roadmap for change is such that the diet has to be proper. Every day, 1 hour is not sufficient. 2 hours, you have to work out, do cardio also, do strength also. Like that, you made the roadmap. Now, after making the roadmap, will you get the six pack? You have to implement and manage the change at every level in the organization. These 4 are elements for digital transformation. Properly implemented change management system helps an organization to do what? The change management system helps the organization to do these 5 things. Specify the goal of the digital transformation. The goal is to obtain that six pack, to come to 60 kgs. Determine what is a procedure and tool that needs to be modified. You need to modify your lifestyle itself. Make a plan for implementing the improvement. Involve the other people if you want to change. But if Karthik sir is there eating the chips in front of me, how I will change? So involve the other parties also. Involve the staff members also to become part of the transformation process. And then have tracking of progress and make required course corrections. Specify the parameters and goals, determine which procedure, make a plan, involve the staff members and track the progress. This is change management, helps the organization to do what? How to manage change during digital transformation. How to manage change? See, whenever you want to change, whether it is for good or for bad, there will be some kind of a resistance. You cannot think like today if I go and tell from tomorrow I want to work out, everybody should support me. If I think like that, I am the fool. There will be some kind of a resistance. There will be some kind of temptations. We have to understand that. So how to manage the change during digital transformation? Specify the digital transformation's aims and objectives. What is the outcome? What are the objectives? It will be easier to make sure that everybody is in the same page. Without communicating, nothing will happen. In life also nothing will happen. In your life also nothing will happen if you want to change something. So always communicate. It might be challenging for people to accept the change and adjust to that change. Ensure that you are able to communicate to the other person and involve them, all the stakeholders, including employees, clients, and other parties. Be ready for resistance. Once you tell them, they will definitely revolt. Even when a change is for the better, it can be challenging for people to embrace the change. Have a strategy for dealing with any resistances that may arise. Implement the changes gradually. Changes should ideally be implemented gradually rather than all at once. Offer assistance and training. Don't think change is difficult. I will help you. I am in this process like this. If you tell, then they will be okay. So workers will need guidance in the new procedures, software applications, etc. So that is how you manage the change. Steps to initiate strategic change. Kurt Levin's model of change. See here guys, simple answer. Steps to initiate change. If you want to initiate some kind of a change, first they have to understand that there is a need for change. Then both have to have a shared vision to manage the change. Then institutionalize the change. So strategic change, what are the steps to initiate? Recognize the need for change, shared vision to manage change, and institutionalize the change. How Kurt Levin is saying you have to do the change? Unfreeze, change, refreeze. After unfreezing, once you change, how you will do the change? Compliance, identification, and internalization are the keyword. I will finish Kurt Levin's model to change. Unfreeze the situation. What is the meaning of unfreezing? The process of unfreezing makes the individual aware that there is going to be a change. So Kurt Levin proposes that the change should not come in as a surprise. Unfreezing is a process of breaking down the old attitude, behavior, customs, traditions, so that they will start with a clean slate. change to the new situation. Once the unfreezing process has been completed and the members of the organization recognize that, okay, there is a need for change, then they will accept the change. Then their behavioral patterns needs to be redefined. H.C. Kelman has proposed 3 methods for reassigning new patterns of behavior. What are the three methods? Compliance, identification, internalization. That only I told you here. Unfreeze, change, refreeze. Under change, compliance, identification, and internalization. What is compliance? Strictly I'm enforcing the change. If you follow it, reward. If you don't follow it, I'll give you a punishment. So enforcing the reward and punishment strategy for good and bad behavior. Identification. This occurs when members are psychologically impressed with the change. Internalization. Internal changes of the thought process in order to adjust to the changes introduced. There they have the freedom to learn and adopt the new behavior. Then finally you come to refreeze. Refreeze means new behavior itself becomes the normal way of life. This is Kurt Levin's model of change. Steps to initiate strategic change directly, if they are 3 steps. Recognize the need for change. First step is to diagnose what of the present corporate culture and strategy are supportive and which is not supportive. This means you have to do an environmental scanning, you have to do a SWOT analysis, and then figure out where the lacuna lies. Lacuna means vacuum. Where the vacuum is there, you will have to find out. Create a shared vision. Objectives of both individuals and organizations should coincide. There should be no conflict between them. Institutionalize the change. This is the action stage, requires implementation and the change of the change strategy. So these 3 are steps to initiate strategic change. Kurt Levin's model of change is unfreeze, change, and refreeze. Now we are entering into leadership. These 2 are leadership questions. The first one is transformational and transactional leadership. Now, I can be 2 types of leader. Say for example, guys, if you study, you will become good in life. You will become a chartered accountant in the future. No external force can stop you. Study today, become a CA tomorrow. You are doing it for your future self at the end of the day. This is one way of leadership. Guys, you study this and come today. Tomorrow I will give you a chocolate. Like this, if I'm telling in class, this is also a type of leadership where it is a transactional leadership where for me you are studying, for you I'm giving the chocolate. That is transactional leadership. Transformational leadership means I'm motivating you, I'm encouraging you, I'm telling you that your life will change. So all that is transformation which I'm expecting from your side. So this is the 2 types of leadership. I'll show you the theory as to how you have to write. See the difference between transformational and transactional leadership. Transformational leadership uses charisma, enthusiasm, inspiring the people. Transformational leadership may be appropriate for turbulent environment in industries at the very start or end of their life cycle, in poorly performing organizations. This offers vision, excitement, intellectual stimulation, and personal satisfaction. They inspire involvement in a mission, giving followers the vision or the dream of the higher calling. So where you all will be stretching your abilities and you'll be increasing the self-confidence and also promote the innovation through the organization. What is transactional leadership? I am giving you, so you give me. Focus more on designing the system and controlling the activities, which is more likely to improve the current situation. This is also going to improve the current situation, but how are they doing it? They try to build on the existing culture and enhance the current practices. Exchange rewards such as pay, such as status. You do this, I'll give you a promotion. You do this, I'll give you a higher hike. You do this, I'll give you a bonus. This is transactional leadership. They prefer a more formalized approach to motivation, setting clear goals with explicit rewards or penalties for achievement or non-achievement. This is transformational and transactional leadership. What is the responsibilities of a good leader? Now, whenever I say leader, who is the person who comes to your mind? MS Dhoni is the person who comes to your mind. Yes or no? We are all waiting for him to come and play. So, what is the responsibilities of a good leader? See here, making strategic decisions, making the policies and the action plan, managing human capital, managing the change which is happening in the organization, creating and sustaining a strong corporate culture and sustaining high performance over time. 7 points are there. Dhoni is number 7. Like that, you remember the responsibilities of a good leader. He is the person who will make the decision who will go for batting first, who will go second. He will make the decision and he will execute it. Policies and action plans will be done by him. He will manage all the players who are part of the team. Managing human capital is a brilliant task that you have to do, yes or no? Managing the change in the organization. One player went, he suddenly fell down. Something happened to him. Immediately you have to change the player. Managing the change, that has to be done by the captain only. Creating a good culture and sustaining that good culture, sustaining high performance over time. Even if you become low, again they have to show that good performance. These 7 are the responsibilities of a good leader. Then comes organizational control. About control, these two questions are there. About performance measures, these 2 controls are there. What are the 3 types of organizational control? What are the types of strategic control? These 2 questions, I'm going to do it together. See here, the reason why I'm doing it together is simple. 3 types of organizational control is here. Operational control, management control, and strategic control. Now again, what are the types of strategic control is another question. Premise control, strategic surveillance control, special alert control, and implementation control. These comes under types of strategic control. Now 3 types of organizational control we will first finish off. Control nu sonnale, whenever I say control, one person has to come to your mind, that is only one person can control us, that is parents can control us. What is the meaning of operational control? Operational control means each and everything that you do, they will have the control. What time, where you are going. Say 5 o'clock college is over. 5:30 you have to come home. 5:40 if you come also, they have to know. If you go to some shop, eat a chocolate, each and every single thing, they have to know. Where control is on individual tasks and transactions as against a total or aggregative management. For example, specific items of inventory is being procured. This is a matter of operational control. In contrast to inventory management as a whole, I am not managing at an overall level. Each and every transactions I am managing. One of the tests that can be applied to identify operational control is that there should be clear-cut and somewhat measurable relationship. Many of the control systems in organizational are operational and mechanistic in nature, where there will be a set of standards, set of plans, set of instructions. Some of the examples of operational controls can be stock control, production control to set programs, quality control, maintaining expenditure, budgetary control to see whether how the actual and budgets are there. Management control is at an overall control. When compared to operational control, this is more inclusive, more aggregative, where some parents will be like, you don't have to tell me each and everything, just tell me overall where you're going, that's it. If you say you'll come back at 6 o'clock, even if you come back at 8 o'clock, I don't have any issues. If it goes till 10 o'clock, then only I will ask the question. Like that, it's a more aggregative approach, more inclusive approach. Even if you come at 10 o'clock, they're just going to make you sit and ask. In my house and all, it's not like that. If you enter at 10 o'clock, slipper will come flying from inside. We will understand, oh, bad mood, or some item from the kitchen will come flying, so we will understand. So some parents, they will have an inclusive approach, aggregative approach. They will make the child sit down and they will ask, what happened, why you're so late, where did you go? Like that, it will be an aggregative approach that is called as management control, in the sense of embracing the integrated activities of a complete department, division, or entire organization instead of narrowly circumscribing the activities of subunit. The purpose of management control is to achievement of enterprise goals. It can be short range or long range goals. What is strategic control? This only focuses on 2 questions. I gave you strategy, whether you implemented or not. What is the results produced by the strategy? In some houses, if you study, you can do whatever you want. If you don't study only, they will ask questions. You study, finish the exams, go to Goa, I will give you the money. Like that, they will be there. If the strategy is being implemented as planned, I don't have any issues. The results produced by strategy are those intended, I don't have any issues. What is the Intention of your results. I want to be successful in the May 2026 examination. If you are really successful, then I don't have any issues. Just do the work, you will be successful. There is often a time gap between the stages of strategy formulation and the implementation. The strategy might be affected on account of changes in internal external environment of organization. There is a need for warning systems to track a strategy as it is being implemented. Strategic control is a process of evaluating the strategy as it is formulated and implemented. It is directed towards identifying problems and changes in premises and making the necessary adjustments. So these three are what? These three are organizational control. Now, under strategic control, there are four types of strategic control: premise control, strategic surveillance control, special alert control, and implementation control. Under implementation control, we have monitoring, strategic thrust, and milestone review. What is what is premise control? Premise control is a strategy which is formed on the basis of certain assumptions or premises about the complex and the turbulent environment. So premises means the premise is the environment in which they are operating in. So premise control means if I want to know about you, I will first ask about your friends. So the environment will tell you who you are, what kind of a person you are. Environmental factors such as economic factors, industry factors such as competitors, suppliers, substitutes, inflation, liquidity, interest rate, technology, social, legal, regulatory requirements, all these things is going to tell me about the company. So the premise control is the complex and turbulent environment scanning I have to do. It is a tool for continuous monitoring of the environment to verify the validity of the premise on which the strategy has been built. Strategic surveillance. Here, how the surveillance camera is there. Is it focusing on any specific person? It will be unfocused. Here also strategic surveillance is unfocused. It involves general monitoring. Simply I am just looking at whatever is happening in the entity. General monitoring of various sources where the surveillance is unfocused. This will uncover unanticipated information having a bearing on the strategy. So casual environmental browsing will happen. Example, reading financial and other newspapers, reading business magazines, attending meetings, conference, discussions. All of this is strategic surveillance. It is a loose form of control, but it is capable of still uncovering information relevant to the strategy. What is special alert control? At times, unexpected events will happen where their company will think, okay, I have to reconsider my strategy. Sudden changes in the government. When the corona came, how many industries fell? That time they will have a strategy, and that time that will be called as a special alert control strategy. So sudden changes in government, natural calamity, terrorist attack, unexpected mergers and acquisition, industrial disasters, and other such events may trigger an immediate and intense review of strategy. What is implementation control? Managers implement strategy by converting major plans into concrete sequential actions that form the incremental steps. Implementation control is directed towards assessing the need for change in the overall strategy. Strategic implementation control is not a replacement to operational control. Unlike operational control, it continuously monitors the basic direction. How I will do the implementation control? Monitoring strategic thrust and milestone review. Monitoring strategic thrust is basically telling the managers to see what the overall strategy is progressing towards, whether it is as per how it is supposed to be or something else is happening. If something else is happening, how the readjustments are going to happen. Milestone review is what? All key activities necessary to implement are segregated in terms of time, events, and major resource allocation. It normally involves complete reassessment of the strategy. It also assesses the need to continue or refocus the direction of the organization. Are you able to understand? So, three types of organizational control are operational control, management control, strategy control. Four types of strategic control are premise control, strategic surveillance control, special alert control, and implementation control. Under implementation control, we have monitoring strategic thrust and milestone review. Premise control asking the two questions, environmental factors and industry factors. Here also strategy control, whether it is implemented as per plan, whether the results are as per how it is supposed to be, whether it is intended. Yes. Three types of organization control, types of strategy control. Two questions we have completed here. The last two questions, that is types of strategic performance measures. Why should I have performance measures? Importance of performance measures. Very easy question, guys. Let's quickly go through the answer. Types of performance measures. There is financial measure, customer satisfaction measure, market measure, employee measure, innovation measure, and environmental measure. What is under each of the measures? Financial measures, I'll see the revenue growth, ROI, profit margin, see how much I'm able to generate profit. Customer satisfaction measures, customer loyalty, customer retention, customer satisfaction, market measures, market share, customer acquisition, customer referrals, employee measures, employee satisfaction, turnover rate, employee engagement, innovation measures, how is the R&D spending, patent application, new product launches, environmental measures, how is the energy consumption, waste reduction, carbon emissions, all of these are the measures, the 6 types of measures. 6, correct? Yeah. 6 types of strategic performance measures: financial measure, customer satisfaction measure, market measure, employee measure, innovation measure, and environmental measure. Then what is the importance of having these measures? You will be aligned to your goal. You will know where to spend the money. Resource allocation will be done properly. Not only money, the 3MT: money, machinery, material, and technology. Continuous improvements can happen, and external accountability will also be there. So the importance of having the performance measure. Goal alignment. It helps the organization align the strategy with goals and objectives. Resource allocation, enabling them to prioritize their efforts and allocate the resource which will have the greatest impact. Continuous improvement, which enables them to track the progress and make adjustments to improve the performance. External accountability. These measures help organization demonstrate accountability to stakeholders, including shareholders, customers, and regulatory body. Yes, guys, strategic performance measures is also done. I hope you all are alive and awake. 10 marks, chapter number 5. From these 13 questions, at least you will get the 5 marks. At least 5 marks will come. Minimum 5 marks, maximum 10 marks. It can come in the exam, guys. Now, I hope all of you are alive and awake. We are done with more than 50% of strategic management already. I hope this was useful for you. If you're still staying with me, tell me you are alive and awake. Please put in the chat, yes ma'am, I am with you. Yes ma'am, I am alive. Yes ma'am, I am awake. Say something, guys, because it is just a one-way communication. Unfortunately, I am not able to see you all. Only you are able to see me. Chapter number 5 is completed. I am happy. Hope you are happy as well. We only have 2 more chapters. Quickly we will finish both the chapters. Do not worry. I will do each and every question in all the 5 chapters, guys. Now let's get into chapter number 2, guys. Again, 10 marks, 10 questions. That's it. The first question here is, what are the issues to consider for strategic analysis? There are 3 issues: period of time, external and internal factors, and risk. Now they're asking, explain each of the issues. Now if you say strategy evolves over a period of time, there are 4 points under that. Each strategic decision must balance the different factors. A key element is probable outcome of everyday decisions. The current strategy, whatever you are having now, is a result of several little choices which is taken over a period of time. It is influenced by experience, but it has to be updated when the results become clear. What is balance of external and internal factors? In practice, strategic analysis necessitates creating a reasonable balance between many and conflicting challenges. The management must consider opportunities, influences, and constraints while taking strategic decisions. These limiting constraints will have various impacts on the kind, degree, volume, and the significance of the impact. What is risk? In strategic analysis, the principle of maintaining a balance is important. However, complexity and intermingling of variables which is happening in the environment reduces the strategic balance in the organization. Competitive market, liberalization, globalization, boom, recession, technological environment, they are all going to affect the business. A broad classification of strategic risk is given here. Strategic risk matrix. Now, whenever there is a matrix, you have to ask how many cells are there. It is a 2 by 2 matrix. And what is there in x-axis? What is there in y-axis? X-axis has time. Y-axis has strategic risk. This time is short time and long time. For strategic risk, it is external and internal. Now, external to the organization, if it is in the short time, that means there is an error in interpreting the environment. In the long time, if there is an external risk, that means there are so many changes which is happening in the environment where the strategy itself has become waste, obsolescence of strategy. Internal strategic risk in the short time. That means internally organizational capacity is not proper. The capacity is unable to cope up with whatever demands is there in the outside world. Now internally there is a strategic risk, but in the long time it is there, means inconsistency with the strategies are developed because of internal capacities and preferences. This is only the next question, that is matrix of strategic risk. Strategy identification and selection. What are the 4 points here? If you see here, issues to consider, 3 points are there. Under that, what are the keywords that you have to write? That also is given in this book. Matrix is given here. Now what is the question? Strategy identification. Very easy, 4 points. Identification of strategy, select the strategy, implementing the strategy, and reviewing the strategy. Micro and macro pestle analysis. What is micro? What is macro? Micro is immediate periphery. It is related to the small area or immediate periphery for the organization. That means just a little bit of an extension as to what is already there. Say existing customer base, employees, finance, suppliers, local community, competition, all of this is micro. What is macro? The pestle analysis that we do, that is macro. See here, a macro environment is an environment includes factors outside the firm which can lead to opportunities or threats to the firm. PESTLE is political, economical, socio-cultural, technological, legal and environmental. I hope all of you already know this. What is political factors? They are how and what extent the government intervenes in the economy and activities of the business. What is economic factors? How business operates and take decisions. Examples, interest rate, cost of capital, money supply, inflation, credit flow, per capita income, growth rate. They all have a impact on the business decisions. Social factors. This is the demand for company's product and how that company operates. Technological factors. They can determine barriers to entry, minimum efficient production and influence the outsourcing decisions. Legal factors. How a company operates, its cost and its demand for its products, ease of business. Environmental factors. This affects industries such as tourism, farming, insurance, growing awareness to climate change. All of this is environmental factors. Now what you have to see here is they can give you examples and ask you to identify as to what kind of a factor is it. In economic, if you see, economy, situation and trends, customer or end user drives, some things which can be confusing, that is given in red. Technological, manufacturing maturity and capacity, that is also technological factors. Now if I say brand, company, technology, image, consumer buying patterns, you will know it is social. So lifestyle trends, demographics, all of this is social. If law comes in the picture, then it is legal. Business law, corporate law, employment law, health and safety law, any legislation which comes into the picture, you will say that it is a legal factor. Environment comes into the picture, waste disposal, ecological, environmental issues, environmental hazards, that is environmental. Now environmental legislation, this has to be in red ideally, because now you will be confused whether it is legal or environmental, but it is actually environmental only. Few things which is confusing here is political, you know, about government or about taxation, thrust area of political leaders, ideology, stability, all this if it comes political, no issues. Customer or end user, economic. Economy, situation and trend, economic. Market and trade cycle, economic. Social is only lifestyle, demographics, and here manufacturing maturity and capacity, I told you it is technological. This is your PESTLE analysis. Characteristics of a global business. Yes, 3 points are there and all 3 points will start with C. Common, 2 points will be there. Conglomerate, 1 point will be there. Conglomerate of multiple units, common pool of resources, common strategy. These are the characteristics of global business. Characteristics of a product. What is characteristics of product? Tangible or intangible. Product has to have a price. It has to have certain features, that is delivering satisfaction. A product is pivotal, that is important for any business. A product has a useful life. How many points are there? Characteristics of a product, you have to write 5 points. Value chain analysis. What is primary activities? Value chain is basically the method of examining each activity which is happening in the value chain of a business. Why are they doing this? To identify where they can improve as a business. When you do a value chain analysis, you must analyze how each stage in the process is going to add or subtract value from the end product or service. Now, what are primary activities? Inbound logistics, operations, the outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. What is inbound logistics? These are the activities concerned with receiving, storing, and distributing the inputs to the product or service. This includes material handling, stock control, transport, etc. For example, transportation and warehousing. What are operations which transform the inputs into the final product or service? The machining, packaging, assembling, testing, all of this is operations. What is outbound logistics? To collect, store, and distribute. For tangible products, you will have warehousing, material handling, transport, etc. For services, arrangement for building the service to the customers. What is marketing and sales? It provides the means whereby the consumers or users are made aware of the products or service and are able to purchase it. Services, they are those activities which enhance or maintain the value of a product or service, such as installation, repair, training, and spares. These five are primary activities in the value chain analysis. What is the meaning of value creation? Very, very important question. Value creation. See, when we talk about value creation, one thing you have to understand is a person is not going to pay a price without any value. Yes or no? If you're buying a phone or a calculator or a box or a tablet, whatever it is, you are finding value, and that is a reason as to why you are paying a price for it. Value creation is the most important thing that you have to do. Say, for example, the cost, you always start off with 0 and then you put raw material, work in progress, it comes in as a finished goods. Now you have the cost for whatever value you've created in the product. Now on that cost, you are going to have your own profit margin. Say the cost is 100 rupees, the margin is 20 rupees, the price of the product is going to be 120 rupees. Now the customer is supposed to feel like the value that they are going to get is 200 rupees, so that the customer will feel as if the price is very cheap. Actually, even if you ask 200, I would have paid for this product. Do you feel that way for any product? He has to feel a customer surplus of 80 rupees. You usually feel it in two places. I have felt it in two places at least. One is food. When you are really hungry, even if they ask 500 rupees, you will pay that. But biryani price is only 150 rupees, 170 rupees. So even if the price is 170, but even if it was asked for like 300 rupees, you would have paid that. So that extra 150 is your surplus, is your happiness that you are getting. Another place I will tell you is in the hospital. When my grandfather was admitted in the hospital, I had this mindset. Even if they asked 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, I would have paid. They probably charge like 4 or 5 lakhs. I felt like even if they charged 20 lakhs, I would have paid, but get my grandfather alive. They were not able to do that. That is another situation. But I am saying that is a place where we feel as if the customer surplus is so high that the value what you get, you feel like it is very valuable more than the price that is charged. That is value creation, where you're adding more worth, more value to the product. And this value creation brings us to the concept of customer surplus. The profitability for any business depends on three factors. One is you have to give more value, or you have to reduce your price, or you have to reduce your cost. These three things only are going to give you profitability in the business. See here, competitive advantage leads to superior profitability. At the most basic level, how profitable a company becomes depends on three factors: the value customers place in the product, the price that the company charges, and the cost of creating those products. These three things only are here: cost, price, and value. Between the cost and the price, we have profit margin. Between the price and the value, we have consumer surplus or customer surplus. Is that clear? Yes, guys. You understood this. It is basically the value the consumer wants to pay over and above the price that the business wants to charge. This excess amount is called as value creation, wherein consumers value the product or service more than what it actually costs them. Is that clear? That is value creation. Now, what is Porter's 5 force? Bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers, and two important is threat of substitutes and threat of new entrants. Bargaining power of buyer. When buyer will have the higher bargaining power, this leverage is possible only if the buyer is the bigger person, correct? If the buyer is a big buyer, I only have the power, I only have the bargaining power. Buyers have full knowledge of the sources of the products and their substitutes also. I know that there are lots of substitutes. Then in that case, the buyer has more power. The industry's product is not perceived as critical. Whatever you're selling, I don't even require it. In that case, the buyer has more bargaining power. Buyers have full knowledge. They spend a lot of money. That means they are big buyers. The industry's product is not perceived as critical. This is bargaining power of buyer. When the seller has the bargaining power, now I have product, this is important for you. Now this product is crucial to the buyer. During corona time, that vaccine, how crucial was it? We had only 2 suppliers in the market. They are more concentrated than the buyers, lakhs and lakhs of buyers, only 2 suppliers. That time bargaining power of the supplier is high. They can erect high switching cost. If you have to switch from my product, you have to pay me. Then in that case, bargaining power of supplier is high. This is bargaining power of buyer and supplier. We'll finish this also, that is threat of new entrants. The new entrants can reduce the industry profitability because they add new production capacity leading to increase in supply. Now they are talking basic economics. If there is a new person who is entering into the market, the supply increases. When the demand is low and when the supply increases, what happens to the price? Yes, basic economics. So when they add new production capacity leading to increase in supply of the product, then lower price can substantially erode the existing firm's market share. So price will automatically reduce. So what is happening to threat of new entrants? How and all threat of new entrants can come? The first one being capital requirements. Some industry will have high capital requirement, all these huge industries. Then firms lacking the funds are effectively barred from the industry. So whoever is existing, for them only all the money will go, enhancing the profitability of the existing firms in the industry. That is the first entry barrier, threat of new entrants. The first one being capital requirements. The second is economies of scale. Many industries are characterized by activities driven by economies of scale. That means that per unit cost of production would have been very low because they are doing a large volume. A large firm who is already enjoying economies of scale, the per unit product cost is very low. So how will new people enter the market? When they're entering, they will not have that big orders, correct? So economies of scale becomes a threat of new entrants. Product differentiation. It refers to physical or perceptual differences or enhancements that make a product special or unique in the eyes of the customer. Firms in the personal care products and cosmetic industries actively engage in product differentiation. If you are not different, then no one will buy. If you see personal care products, that is the cosmetics and all, nowadays people are selling acids. Yes, niacinamide acid, and people are buying it. It's just something different labeling, that's it. So that is product differentiation. Switching cost. To succeed in an industry, new entrant must be able to persuade the existing customer of other companies to switch to its product. To make a switch, buyers may need to test a new firm's product, negotiate the new purchase contract, and train the personnel to use the equipment or modify facilities for product use. What is brand identity? The brand identity of products or service offered by existing firms can serve as another entry barrier. Brand identity is particularly important for infrequent purchase product that carry a high unit cost to the buyer. New entrants often encounter significant difficulty in building that brand identity. All this is self-explanatory. Access to distribution channel. The unavailability of distribution channel for new entrants poses another significant entry barrier. Possibility of aggressive retaliation. If a new person enters, all existing players are going to punch that new person. That is aggressive retaliation. Sometimes mere threat of aggressive retaliation will make a person not enter that industry. Introduction of products by a new firm may lead the existing firm to reduce their prices or increase their advertising budgets. So these 7 are for threat of new entrants. Very, very important. Start off with this paragraph. New entrants can reduce the industry profitability because they add new production capacity, leading to increase in supply. So even at a lower price, and can substantially erode the existing firm's market share position. Start with that and then go to the 7 points. All the 7 are written here together. Quickly, let us revise. Capital requirements, economies of scale, product differentiation, possibility of aggressive retaliation, switching cost, brand identity, access to distribution channel. This is threat of new entrants. We finished bargaining power of buyer, bargaining power of seller, threat of new entrants. The last one is threat of substitutes. I'll show you that also. One small paragraph will be there for threat of substitutes. Substitute products, you can take example Coke and Pepsi or tea and coffee. Actually, tea and coffee are not substitutes. Coke and Pepsi can be substitutes. Substitute products are a latent source of competition in an industry. In many cases, they become a major constituent of competition. Substitute products offer a price advantage. Actually, tea and coffee are substitutes as per theory, guys. I just said they are not substitutes because I am a filter coffee person. I cannot move to tea. That is the reason why I said. But if you want in your exam, if you want to write an example, you can write tea and coffee also. Substitute products offering a price advantage and or performance improvement to the consumer can drastically alter the competitive characteristics of the industry. They can bring it about all of a sudden. For example, coir suffered at the hands of synthetic fiber. Wherever substantial investment in R&D is taking place, threat from substitute products can be expected. Substitutes too usually limit the prices and profits of an industry. For example, if I have to tell you EV and normal petrol cars. EV is a substitute for petrol car. So there's lots of research and development which is happening in EV, so that itself becomes a substitute for petrol and diesel cars. That only they're trying to tell here. This is threat of substitutes, the 5th Porter's force. Under market and customer, under customer behavior, very, very important for May 2026 exam. How will a customer behavior happen? Now, say for example, you want to go and watch a movie. What are the things that you will see when you are going and watching a movie? First, you will ask your friends, correct? Ask your friends, see that blue satire review. If Jananayagan comes, will you go and watch? Yes, however Jananayagan is, we will watch. We will not wait for review. Just to see that CMC Joseph Vijay, to see that itself, we will go and watch the movie. But still normal movies. Say some other actor's movie is there. Then you will see for external influences. Then from inside, something will tell you, you have to go and definitely see. That is internal influences. Then you will make the decision, you will go and watch the movie. And after watching movie, you will decide, okay, tomorrow itself I will watch it again. Post decision making process, repeat purchase, or asking somebody else to go and watch. Hey, still now you did not watch that Jananayagan, please go and watch it when it comes in the theater. Like that you will do it. Post decision making process. So customer behavior are 4: external influences, internal influences, decision making, and post decision making process. See the theory also, that's also important. If it comes to the exam, you can't write just the side headings, you have to write inside also. External influences like advertisement, peer recommendation, social norms have a direct impact on the psychological and internal process that influence the various customer decisions. The focus of external effects is on the numerous elements that have an impact on customers as they choose which they need to satisfy and which products they have to use. Internal influences are our own psychological factors which is internal to the customer and affects the consumer's decision making. Consumer behavior is influenced by a combination of internal and external, including the motivation and attitude. Decision making. A rational customer as decision maker will seek information about potential decision and carefully integrate with the existing knowledge. The stages of decision making process can be described as 1. Problem recognition, identify an existing need or desire. Search for desirable alternative, seeking information on available alternative. Make a final choice. Now, what is the problem recognition? After exam, I want to do something. I don't know what to do. Search for desirable alternative. After exam, I have multiple alternatives. I can go to Jananayakan movie, or I can go out of station, or I can go out of station and then watch the Jananayakan there. Seeking information on available alternatives and weighing their pros and cons. Make that final choice. So the decision making itself goes through 4 other points. Post decision process. After making a decision and purchasing a product, the final phase in the decision making is evaluating the outcome. How you will evaluate the outcome? Whether you have to pay repeat purchase, recommend to others. Customers with dissonance will neither purchase again nor recommend it to others. If people don't like it from the beginning, then they will not purchase nor they will recommend. So this is post decision making process. With this, guys, the chapter number 2 also has come to an end. Only one chapter left. 10 marks for this chapter also. Just 9 questions. I hope you all are alive and awake with me. Just last exam, guys. Last exam, last chapter. We will finish it. We will finish it. Then you all can go to sleep peacefully. Is that okay? All of you with me, guys? Yes. Okay, let's get inside chapter number 3. In that, the first question is, what are the examples of key stakeholders? You all know who is a stakeholder: the shareholder, employee, government, board of directors, CEO, media houses. All of these people are stakeholders. That means people who are interested in some level or the other in the company. Along with Mendelow's matrix, they are asking, what is this Mendelow's matrix? Whenever there is a matrix, there are 2 questions that you have to ask me. What is there in x-axis? What is there in y-axis? How many cells are there in the matrix? It's a 2 by 2 matrix. In the x-axis, we have interest, and in the y-axis, we have power. Now, if power and interest are both very high, then we call them as a key player. Example for key player are the shareholders, board of directors, CEO, and all of those people. If the power and interest are both low, they don't have any power in the organization and they are not really interested in the affairs of the organization. In that case, we call them low priority. The business magazine, media houses, and all of them will come under low priority. If the power is high, but they are genuinely not interested in the welfare of the organization, but they have high power, they can control. Example, government. Customers, they have the power, but they are not genuinely interested in the welfare. Banks, they are all keep satisfied people. People who don't have that much of a power to influence, but they are really interested, they are genuinely interested in the welfare of the organization. That is employees. Vendors are interested because you have to pay them money. The suppliers are interested because they would have given on credit and they want to know whether you will pay them back or not. The legal expert, all these people are keep informed. This is also called as power interest matrix or Mendelow's matrix. Power on one axis, interest on one axis. Simple. Yes, key player, keep satisfied. Low priority, keep informed. The first question asked about examples of key stakeholders: shareholders, CEO, board of directors, vendor, production houses, consumer, viewer, employees. All of these people are examples of stakeholders. Example, Mendelov matrix. Who is a customer and who is a consumer, we have to see. Now, customer is a person who is buying the product. Consumer is a person who is using the product. For example, in baby diapers, if you see, mother is the person who is buying the product and child is the person using the product. This ring, boy is the person buying the product, girl is the person using the product. Same way for ring, for if you have to buy for boy also, then the girl will buy. Girl becomes the customer and the boy becomes the consumer of the product. Now, why is this distinguishing between customer and consumer very, very important? It is important when you do marketing, because you have to know exactly to whom you are selling the product to. If you are selling to a certain person, then you have to market it a certain way. Now read the theory which is given here. A simple bifurcation, yet extremely important for strategy build-up. Consumers are the ones who finally use the product. Customers are the buyers. Customer itself can be the consumer. In some cases, I bought the iPad, I only paid for the iPad, I am only using the iPad. So the customer itself can be the consumer and vice versa. But for strategy teams, especially marketing teams, it is important to understand who is a customer and who is a consumer separately. For example, the same example I told you, but here both have to be satisfied. If consumer is not satisfied, if baby do not accept the product, mother will not buy the product. Customer also has to be satisfied. I have to see the product and first I have to be satisfied. Then I have to see that my baby is satisfied. Then only the retention will happen. It will be easy to retain the buyer at that time. That is, customers as well has to be retained. Both are important for marketing purpose. This is customer versus consumer. What is the meaning of channel? There are three types of channels. They are the sales channel, product channel, and service channel. Channel basically is the distribution system which is there. Sales channel means whoever is selling the product, the intermediaries who are involved in selling the product through each of the channel, and ultimately it reaches the end user. For example, from the farmer, it goes to the distributor. From distributor 1, it goes to distributor 2. From distributor 2, it goes to retailer. From retailer, it goes to the end customer. So all these people are the intermediaries who are involved in selling the product through each of the channel, and ultimately it goes to the customer. What is product channel? This is also series of intermediaries who are handling the product. Now, how is it going to the customer? From the retailer, not directly to the customer. It might go through some delivery app, say Zepto is there. So they are handling the product, physically handling the product. So product channel focuses on whoever is touching the product. Service channel, the necessary services which is there to supply the product. These three are channels, that is the distribution system. What is core competency areas? Core competency means you do one thing, you focus on one thing, you build your competency in one thing. That we call that as core competency. See here, according to C.K. Prahlad and Gary Hamel, major core competencies are identified in 3 areas. You have to be different from your competitor. You have to give value to the customer. We saw how value creation works. And application to other markets must also be there. What is competitor differentiation? It is one of the main of the 3 conditions. The company can consider having a core competence if the competence is unique and it is difficult for competitors to imitate. For example, it is difficult to imitate patented innovation. Example, Tesla. Tesla has come. No other car has come out like Tesla, yes or no? The second condition is the value to the customer. When purchasing the product or service, it has to give a fundamental benefit to the end customer in order to be a core competency. The last condition is application of competencies to other markets. Core competency must be applicable to the whole organization. It cannot be only one particular skill or specified area of expertise. Therefore, although some special capability will be essential or crucial for the success of the business activity, it will not be considered as core competence if it is not fundamental from the whole organization's point of view. So, core competencies are visible in the form of organization functions. Example, marketing and sales is the core competence of HUL. This means HUL has used all its resources to build its marketing related capabilities. Therefore, whatever marketing it does, we are able to appreciate it because they have built their core competency in that. Usually, it will be of 3 areas: competitor differentiation, customer value, and application to other markets. It's important. That's why I showed you the whole concept book. What are the criteria for building the core competency? Valuable, rare, costly to imitate, and it should be non-substitutable. 4 specific criteria for sustainable competitive advantage. What is valuable? Valuable capabilities are the one that allows the firm to exploit the opportunities or avert the threat in its external environment. A firm created value for customers by effectively using the capabilities to exploit the opportunities. What is rare? That means only few people in the market are possessing these capabilities and competencies. The capabilities possessed by many rivals are unlikely to be source of competitive advantage. When you will have the competitive advantage, when you are able to differentiate yourself from your competitors. Costly to imitate. Now you differentiated yourself, another person is also copying you. That means it is not a criteria for building core competency. It should be costly to imitate such that capabilities of the competing firms are unable to develop easily. Example is Intel. It should be non-substitutable. Capabilities that do not have strategic equivalence are called as non-substitutable capabilities. For example, for years firm tried to imitate Tata's low-cost strategy, but they are unable to do it, so it is non-substitutable. Competitors are deeply aware about Apple's OS successful model. However, till date, nobody has come close to an Apple's operating system. They are also protected by copyrights. So how will a firm build his core competency? By being valuable, by being rare, by being non-substitutable and costly to imitate. What is marketing strategy? They can ask questions by giving a case and asking you to tell me what is the marketing strategy which is being used. For this, I have a separate booklet. I will show that to you. Here, this is social marketing, where Lifebuoy is saying this is not an ad for Lifebuoy. This is a public service message. By giving a public service message, I am making you buy the product. What are they saying? This is not an ad. Not an ad. Not an ad. Available at Reliance Fresh. Not an ad. But they are giving a public service message. Prevent the spread of coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap. Which soap to buy? Lifebuoy. Use alcohol based hand sanitizer. Which alcohol based sanitizer to buy? Lifebuoy. Consult your doctor if you have cold fever. That is public service message. Now read here. Social marketing, it refers to design, implementation and control of programs to increase the acceptability of a social idea, to increase the acceptability of a cause, to increase an acceptability of a practice among a target group to bring in a social change. What is augmented marketing? Augmented marketing is iPhone came in as Macintosh computers, and then now they are in watch, they are in AirPods, they are in phone, they are in laptop, they are in everything that you can see. This is augmented marketing. This type of marketing includes additional customer services and benefits that a product can offer besides the core and actual product that it is being offered. The core product for Apple is actually Macintosh computers. We don't even know that. Many people think core product is the phone. No, they started off with computers and then they started doing additional customer services and benefits. Now that is called as augmented marketing. It can be in the form of introduction of high-tech services like movies on demand, online computer service repair, secretarial service. Such innovative offerings provide a set of benefits that promise to elevate the customer service to a different level. Third is direct marketing. Directly I'm telling you, hello, do you want to buy this? Knock, knock, like that I'm doing. So here this guy has purchased a Ralph Lauren jacket for $243 already. But here see, customers who bought this also bought, you bought jacket, they also bought shoes. You should also wear pant. You should also wear shirt inside the jacket. You should wear a tie. Then only it is a complete look. So I will sell everything to you directly. This is called as direct marketing. Marketing through various advertising media that interact directly with the customers, generally calling for the customer to make a direct response. This includes telecommuting, email, electronic marketing, shopping and TV shopping. What is relationship marketing? Where they're creating, maintaining, enhancing a strong relationship with customers. Example is Nike. Where Nike, you're thinking they are only selling shoes, but no, they are building a whole community where you start feeling part of a community. They have something called as Nike Run Club, where you can track your run. You can see whether you're doing better than others, better than yourself than yesterday. They also have Nike Training Club, NTC app, where they will give you the exercises that you have to do and you just have to do it. So NRC, NTC, what are they trying to do? They're building a community. They're doing relationship marketing. Process of creating, maintaining, enhancing value-laden relationship with customers and other stakeholders. Service marketing. Usually when you're selling a service, you have to be creative. This is a concept, tool and technique of marketing to services. Services is a benefit that one party can offer to another, that it is essentially intangible. So it requires a different marketing strategy because it has peculiar characteristics. Airbnb is a very good example for service marketing. See how they market it. We imagine a world where you can belong everywhere. How beautifully they did this marketing. Huh? Anywhere you can go and you can belong there. The key is here. You just take the key and open the door and go inside. So that is Airbnb. They also did another ad for people to sell their rooms. You know, Airbnb is basically, if I have 3 bedroom, 1 bedroom is free. I will just list it in Airbnb. People who come to Chennai, they can come here and they can use the bedroom. So our guest room is paying for our wedding. See how beautifully they've written the copy for this ad. It's too good. This is services marketing where it has to be a little different. Person marketing. Nowadays, people are doing PR for themselves, correct? That is persons, politicians, sports star, film star, even businessmen do PR. Have you seen that KFC branding? Who is there? The Tata himself will be there in the brand. Vasant and Co, that person will be there. Saravana Stores, legend sir, will be there. That is person marketing. People can also be marketed. Person marketing consists of activities undertaken to create, maintain and change the attitude and behavior towards a particular person. See here, Vasant and Co, KFC Tata are there. Legend sir is also there. So many other people are there. The sportsman, all of them actually have people to do their PR. Everything is paid for. What I have to talk, what I don't have to talk, everything. All actors, they all have PR agencies working for them. Organization marketing, where an organization have to create, maintain and change the attitude and behavior of target audience towards an organization. Now, when will you have to change the attitude? If there is something bad which has happened, then you have to change the attitude. Maggie is a beautiful example. Maggie was banned for a few years, saying there is what in Maggie? There is lead in Maggie. Now what Maggie has given? Your Maggie is safe and it has always been. Why do we say so? Your Maggie noodle safety has been confirmed and reaffirmed many times through rigorous testing by our labs. And some facts about lead they are saying. We don't add lead to our Maggie noodles in any stage, whereas lead occurs naturally in the earth itself. It is present in air, it is present in water, it is present in our food grains, it is present in the soil, it is present everywhere. The same way it is present in our Maggie also. We are not adding any lead there. So go ahead, enjoy your Maggie. It is loved and trusted for 35 years. Now after seeing this word, we all started eating Maggie again. Maggie has come back. Now also, if it is raining, what do we eat? We feel like eating Maggie because they have done beautiful organization marketing. Place marketing. Indians don't know to do this kind of place marketing because if you want to be proposed, I want to be proposed under the Eiffel Tower. It is to maintain or change the attitude and behavior towards particular place. But similar to Switzerland, similar to Eiffel Tower, we also have places in India, but we don't market them. Yes or no? See here, this is Switzerland, this is India, Shimla. This is India, Himachal. So beautiful. It's looking so alike. In fact, more beautiful than other foreign countries. But still, we don't market these places as much. India has Taj Mahal. Yes or no? It's a wonder of the world. But still, we don't market it as much as the foreign countries. That is place marketing. Place marketing means create, maintain or change attitude and behavior towards a particular place. Say it could be marketing of a business site, tourism marketing and all of those things. What is enlightened marketing? No, I'm just not marketing a product. I'm marketing a philosophy. I'm enlightening you. So long run performance is not affected. Its 5 principles include customer oriented marketing, innovative marketing, value marketing, sense of mission marketing, and societal marketing. I will show you an example for enlightened marketing. What does Dove sell? Dove sells soaps, shampoo and all, correct? But here in this advertisement, are they showing any shampoo? No. Instead, they are showing different hair types. Blue hair, black hair, white hair, curly hair, straight hair, wavy hair, little curly hair, no hair also they have shown. So we do real care. So you can do real beauty. They are not selling any product here. They are enlightening you with their philosophy, the marketing philosophy that They only care about the long run performance of the marketing system. Customer oriented marketing, innovative marketing, value marketing, sense of mission marketing, societal marketing. This is enlightened marketing. Differential marketing, targeting several market segments and design separate offers for each. HUL has Lifebuoy, Lux, Rexona in the popular segment and Dow and Pierce in the premium segment. We will be fighting with each other. Hey, this is better, that is better. Everything is by the same brand, we will not know. Whether it is Pond's, Lakme, Lifebuoy, Fair and Lovely, Dow, Lux, everything is owned by one person, that is Hindustan Unilever. So, different types of marketing they have done for Dow, they have done different types of marketing for Lifebuoy. You know the difference, yes? Same way, 5-Star and Dairy Milk is the same owner. Cadbury is the same owner. But Dairy Milk is focused on lovers. 5-Star is focused on singlers. Yes or no? So what they are trying to achieve? They want the entire market. So one product they made for doubles, one product for singles. So that is differential marketing. Because of marketing, we are calling them that they are different. Yes? Synchro marketing. If a demand for a product is irregular during a particular season, and only in that time I'll give a discount. In theaters, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, crowd will be there. Monday to Thursday, all day long, bottomless combo. No bottom for your popcorn, no bottom for your Pepsi. It will keep coming. That means what? Unlimited free refills they will be giving. So synchro marketing is when it is irregular due to season or some parts of the day or on hour basis, which is causing the idle capacity or overwork capacity. So synchro marketing can be used to find ways to alter the pattern of demand because of their flexible pricing, their promotions and incentives. Concentrated marketing. It is a market coverage strategy in which a firm goes after a large share of one or few sub-markets. This is also called as niche marketing. I will not put my ad each and in every place. I will put my ad only in premium places because my product is premium. Rolex is premium. You cannot see Rolex in IPL matches. You can only see in tennis, F1 races you can see. That is concentrated marketing. Demarketing. Demarketing is opposite of marketing. If I want to do marketing, I'll reduce the price. Demarketing means I'll increase the price whenever there is lots of demand for my product, where I want to reduce the demand temporarily. Example, surge pricing. In Uber and Ola, we would have seen. Cabs are 2 times higher, 3 times higher. See, Uber sometimes 7 times higher the normal rate. That is surge pricing. This is demarketing. I hope you understood clearly what are all the 13 marketing strategies. Here I will also show you this marketing strategy. In this book, if you see, all the 13 will be given along with the example, so that quickly before the exam, if you can just see this, it will be very helpful for you. Social marketing, augmented marketing, direct marketing, relationship marketing, service marketing, people marketing, organization, place, enlightened, differential marketing, synchronized marketing, concentrated marketing and demarketing. The next question is, what is differentiation strategy? Differentiation, name itself says that something is different here. Different means something is unique here. So differentiation strategy is targeted to a broad mass market. Broad mass market involves the creation of product or service that is perceived as unique by the customer. How will I make them perceive that this is unique? Either by way of giving a unique product, unique pricing or unique organization. This strategy is aimed at broad mass market. Just because it is unique, don't think this is narrow. It is still for broad mass market. If you are getting confused, there is actually one diagram in the end. I will show you how to figure out as to what is what. This strategy is aimed at broad mass market, involves creation of product which is perceived as unique. Basis for differentiation, where business can charge a premium for its product. Example, like how Domino's Pizza has home delivery. If it's less than 30 minutes, if it is more than 30 minutes, then the order is free. What is the basis of differentiation? The basis can be product, where your product is innovative, where you're spending lots of R&D as well as production and marketing costs. They all add to the distribution. Example, Apple iPhone. Pricing is different. I am charging a high price. That itself is different. iPhone lakh and 50,000, same features. You will get in 50,000 phone also, 1 lakh phone also. But still they're charging a high price to show that they are different from somebody else. For example, Apple iPhones dominate the smartphone segment by charging a higher price for its product. Organizational differentiation is yet another form of differentiation where one company is becoming like the core for all the Gen Zs or all the people. Now there are so many people who are like fans for of Apple. That is customer loyalty, name recognition, location advantage. All of these will bring the fans out. Example, again Apple. So if they ask differentiation strategy in all three places, you will put example as Apple only. What are the three places? Product differentiation, pricing differentiation, and organization differentiation. How will you achieve the differentiation? To achieve differentiation, the following strategies can be adopted. Offer utility to the customers and match product with their taste and preference. Elevate or improve the performance of the product. Offer high quality product or service. Rapid product innovation must happen. Taking the steps for brand image and brand value. Fixing product prices based on the unique features. Advantages of a differentiation strategy: rivalry, buyers, suppliers, entrants, and substitutes. What is rivalry? Brand royalty acts as safeguard against competitors. What is buyers, suppliers? Buyers is they do not negotiate for price as they get the special features and they have fewer options in the market. Suppliers, because differentiators charge a premium price, they can afford to absorb higher cost. Entrants, innovative features are an expensive offer, so new entrants generally avoid these features because it is difficult for them to provide. Substitute products cannot replace the differentiated products because they have high brand value and enjoy the customer loyalty. So advantages of differentiation strategy: rivalry, buyers, suppliers, entrants, and substitutes. If there are advantages, there will be disadvantages also. If something is different, it does not mean that somebody else will not copy it. So in the long term, uniqueness is difficult to sustain. If you charge too high a price, right now you are charging 1.5 lakhs, 1.8 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs, it will keep on going, or what? Charging too high a price will make the customer switch off to another alternative. Differentiation fails to work if it is not valued by the customer. Now itself some people are like, why should I pay 1.5 lakhs for an Apple phone when I can rather pay 50,000 for a normal smartphone and get it? If it is not valued for the customer, differentiation will not work. These are the disadvantages of differentiation strategy. Differentiation is very, very important, guys. We started off by saying what is differentiation. Basis of differentiation, 3 points are there. How they will achieve the differentiation strategy, 6 points are there. Advantages of differentiation, 5 points are there. And disadvantages of differentiation, 3 points are there. Is that clear? Study this again. It's very, very important. The differentiation strategy. Focused strategy is also important. It is given in red. Either cost focused or focused differentiation. See, whenever focused word comes, you understand that it is for a narrow market. Focused strategy means it is always for narrow market. Now, for a narrow market, they will either focus on cost or they will focus on differentiation. Are you able to understand? So an organization using a focus strategy may concentrate on particular group of customers, geographical market or product line segments in order to serve a well-defined but narrow market who are better than the competitors. What is focused cost leadership? This requires competing based on price to target a narrow market. A firm that follows a strategy does not charge the lowest prices in the industry. In fact, it charges lowest prices relative to other firms that compete within the target market. Firms that compete based on price and target a narrow market follow a focused cost leadership strategy. Focused differentiation means what? Differentiation means unique features. Focused means narrow market. So I am offering unique features to a narrow market. Similar to focus low cost strategy, narrow markets are defined in different ways in different settings. So Some firms using focus differentiation concentrate on particular sales channel. That means only through internet they will sell. Other target particular demographic groups. Firms that compete based on uniqueness and target a narrow market are following a focus differentiation strategy. For example, Rolls-Royce sells limited number of high-end custom-built cars. So under focused, we have focus cost leadership and we also have focus differentiation. Now, before I go to achieved and all of those things, I want to show you this diagram. Now, this is the best cost provider strategy. We have cost and differentiation here. We have the market, whether it is narrow or broad. Whenever it is narrow market, the word focused will be there. Now, if it is low cost for narrow market, focus low cost. If it is differentiation for a narrow market, it is focus differentiation. Simple and easy, correct? Now, if it is a broad market and low cost, it is simply low cost leadership. For broad market, if it is differentiation, it is simply differentiation strategy. Now, are you able to understand as to how you will figure out whether market is broad, market is narrow, whether they're focusing on differentiation, whether they're focusing on cost? There are only four strategies, cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, focused cost leadership strategy, focused differentiation strategy. Is that clear, guys? Now, how will I achieve that differentiation strategy? Achieved the focused strategy, To achieve focused cost leadership or focused differentiation, the following strategies can be adopted. Selecting the specific niche. Where are you going to focus? To that focus, you have to develop your superior skills to cater to that focused market. Generate high efficiency and develop innovative ways. What are the advantages? I can charge high price, can be charged for their focused products or service. Due to tremendous experience, no new rivals or new entrants will be able to enter the market. What are the disadvantages? The firms lacking in distinctive competencies. If I'm not able to build my core competency, then it becomes difficult. Due to limited demand, costs are high, which can cause problems. In the long run, the niche and all will disappear. This is a disadvantage. Now, this is focused strategy. I told you what is focused cost leadership, what is focused differentiation, how you will achieve the focus strategy, 4 points. Advantages of focus strategy, 2 points. Disadvantages of focus strategy, 3 points. Now, the last question of strategic management itself is cost leadership strategy. It's not that important for May 26, so I'm just gonna brush through it. Cost leadership strategy. It is a low-cost competitive strategy that aims at broad mass market. It requires vigorous pursuit of cost reduction in terms of procurement, production, storage, distribution. Example, McDonald's fast foods, they have low cost. Low-cost producer can be effective when the market is composed of price-sensitive buyers and when there are few ways to achieve product differentiation. There are few risks for cost leadership. Competitors may imitate. Technological breakthrough in the industry may make the strategy ineffective. Achieving the cost leadership strategy, the following actions could be taken. Prompt forecasting of demand, utilization of the resources to achieve the cost advantage, achieve economies of scale, standardization of product, invest in cost saving technique, resistance to differentiation. Advantages, the same advantages, rivalry, buyers, suppliers, entrants and substitutes. Disadvantages, competitors can imitate the cost leadership strategy. Cost leadership will succeed only if the volume is high. Cost leaders tend to keep the cost low. So cost of advertising, cost of market research, R&D, everything can become expensive in the long run. Technological advancement areas are a great threat for cost leadership strategy. Now, actually all strategies we've completed here. They will definitely ask one of these strategies. They can give you a case study or an MCQ also they can ask. Just remember this. If you remember this, you can write something in the examination. I told you if there's competitive advantage, differentiation or cost strategy. For the target market, broad or narrow. Whenever it is narrow, it is focused. Whenever it is broad, it is either cost leadership or differentiation. Under focus, then again focus cost leadership, focus differentiation. Yes, guys, with that, the entire SM expected questions marathon, close to 50 questions we have done. That's it. From the entire strategic management subject, we have already completed. I hope this was useful for all of you. For students who have stayed till the end, please put the comment saying 50 marks already I have studied. How confident you are. Please put it down, guys, so that I will see. I will also feel happy when I see all these comments. And yes, guys, do very well. All the very best. If possible, go through all the questions once more before you get into the exam hall. I've also given a plan as to how you have to study, how many hours you can allocate for each of the subjects, that is FM and SM. Now for SM, if you study chapter 1, go through the concept book, come back to these 7 questions, just check if you know the answers for these 7 questions, then you go to chapter number 2. So you can come back to this again by seeing as to whether you know these questions in your head. Yes, guys, all the very best. Do your exams really, really well. Last exam, last race, finish it off and then enjoy. Few more hours you're going to put in effort, and after that, full enjoyment only. All the best, guys.